pagan. It's polytheistic. It's against the doctrine of the Bible. See? The same thing with Christianity. I'm not going to allow someone to invite me in their church when I know the origin of pagan Christianity when Constantine converted for political reasons, not because he accepted Christ. So that now they could merge paganism with Christianity. I can respect a person who treats me cordially and respectful without getting that twisted. Okay? I can cordially interact with anybody, but you will not convince me to worship your God. I have the history of your Christianity. Your Christianity isn't the Christianity of the Bible. And if you want to know what that is, you're going to see it today. And this is no indictment. I'm not here to attack anyone personally. This is my choice as an Israelite navigating through a what? A pagan world. See? Read it again.
Let no man beguile you of your reward in a voluntary humility.
An involuntary humility, because what they'll do is say, you never heard of this before? This is the ancient way. Well, guess what? Any way is a good way to the children of slaves who have no history, who have no attachment back to our original culture before and our original traditions before Africa. So anything looks good to us. We're in tatters. Okay, we're in a community of total chaos, confusion, no family. So any introduction into a better way sounds good to us. Right? So listen to this. Let no man beguile you what?
Of your reward.
Of your reward.
In a voluntary humility and worshiping of angels.
And worshiping of angels. Because this is what you all don't know, folks. Every religion on earth has powers or angels that are worshiped. Every religion on earth is set up to worship a higher power or angel. Every religion. But our God is the God of all gods. And that's the difference. You're not going to get me to relegate my spirit to worshiping a pecking order of gods like pagans do, when I can go straight to the top. See? We go straight to the top. We don't have to burn a candle to Mary and burn a candle to this saint or that saint. We don't have to ask Mary to ask her son for something. We don't have to go to Allah and his daughters under Islam to get to the high God that all of them know exist. Muslims and Christians, Hindus, pagans, they all know about the greater God, but refuse to teach that God to us. See, they know about the greater God, but they serve all of them separately. And this is what Paul is saying. Why? He had to teach this because our people were being converted out of a pagan world during the time of the disciples. So I had to think of that. This morning I was thinking of that and said, you know what? Paul and the disciples weren't as abrasive or disrespectful as Israelites are today. They were navigating through the same world with the threat of the same punishments, but knew how to interact. I'm like, that's the key. When we get this key, and it so happened that this church been operating like that for a long time, since its inception, of not just judging the outward appearance, but understanding that the battle is that's right, against the invisible, starting with the gods that have all the world in a stronghold. Okay? If we take down their gods by serving the true God, by default, we'll get those within all races of people who belongs to Christ's kingdom. See? So if you attack, someone puts a guard up. Because they're not seeing that. They're not thinking that you are attacking the invisible. You are attacking their way of life, their traditions, their family values. And you're going to come in and just disrespect someone's house because they don't know what Christmas is? Because they don't know what Thanksgiving is? They've worked hard. They strive lawfully, our people and other people, to invite people into their homes in the spirit of love. Is it right what they're doing? No, it's pagan. But we have to have the wisdom to understand what we are amongst and how to navigate and pull people out of it without offending them. See? Here's the timely lesson. Here's the timely lesson. Let no man what? Come on.
Let no man beguile you of your reward in a voluntary humility in worshiping of angels.
In worshiping of angels, because all religions worship fallen angels. Every last one of them. If you speak to the Hindus, the East Indians, they'll tell you straight out. They'll tell you about this god, Shiva, Diva, which is another goddess. Diva, Shiva, and all these others. Right? That's right. Folks, all of these are fallen gods pre-flood that's worshipped in Hinduism. I've done the research on them. It's involuntary worshipment of fallen gods. This earth is controlled by fallen angels, whether you believe it or not. They're the controllers of this world. They work on the outer constructs of their Babylonian constructs. They work on the outer parts of it and control the people within it. Angels exist, even fallen ones. And Paul is saying, well, listen, let no man beguile you in an involuntary worshiping of angels. Because at the end of the day, if we don't serve the highest God, the God of all gods, we are doomed to their judgment, the pits of hell. You're doomed to their judgment. See? Now here's the true ministry that Paul, the disciples, were teaching. Right? Read, instead of just attacking people out there who don't know any better. The majority of the earth is ignorant to a lot of what we're talking about right now. They don't even know why they're worshiping what they're worshiping. They don't even know. It's through, some of them is through tradition because their parents did it. But they don't know the origin of this stuff. And we have to have the knowledge to know that. You're the ones with wisdom. You have the knowledge that, listen, they're only following what their parents taught them. So with that comes what? A level of patience through our interactions. A level of patience through our interactions, knowing they don't know any better. They're only doing what they're if you ask them, well, what was the date that your particular religion began? Who constructed that religion? Right? Who is the powers or gods behind that religion? Now, most people don't want to be upfront to say, well, I don't know. So usually all people in ignorance comes back with an answer like this. Well, there's many religions, but there's really one God over all of them. And this is the answer you'll get. It doesn't matter if you deal with an Arab, a black person, an Asian person who believe in their religion, an East Indian who believe in their religion, an African or whatever who believe in their religions. Mm-hmm. The ignorance will always come from, and it's not their fault, to absolve themselves or to actually not in themselves being able to do the work to actually go back to the true origin, they would absolve themselves by saying, well, it doesn't matter. This is what my fathers did. And at the end of the day, there's only one God, and we're all worshiping the same God under different languages. No, it's not true. That's not true. That's not true. But this is how they absolve themselves the task of actually going back and saying, you know what? Let me look into what the origin of my religion is. Okay, let me look into it. This is not me disrespecting the God of all gods. This is me trying to figure out if my path is correct. My path can be incorrect. My parents could have given me the incorrect path, right? So read that again and then we'll jump in, Elder Lawyer.
Yes, sir. Let no man beguile you of your reward in a voluntary humility and worshiping of angels.
Come on.
Intruding into those things which ye have not seen.
Intruding into things that you have not seen yourself. That means back then, Paul and others was putting the task on people to do your research. Do your research. Intruding in things what?
Which ye have not seen.
Which you have not seen. You haven't even went into the origin of what you claim is the true belief in God. And it's unfair to try to push that on someone else and tell them it's a better way of life when you haven't done the research yourself. Right? And hence the reason why there was a need for things like the Hebrew and Bible Academy. So that when our people and those who are learning under this church is questioned, they got the information right in front of them. Here's the dates on this. Here's the dates of the split of Jerusalem. Here's the dates of the fall of Jerusalem. Here's the true dates and true calendar according to the heavens. So now what? You're not just giving lip service. You're confirmed in your belief, and that gives a foundation of what? That's right. Some level of authority when it comes to the fact that you know what you're talking about. But then it comes with, you got to temper that knowledge with the wisdom on how to use the knowledge. See? You must temper that. I got all this knowledge now. I got the dates. I got this. I'm assured that what we're teaching and what I understand is the truth. Now, how do I navigate with the wisdom to actually wield that knowledge? You get that today. Right? Elder Lawyer.
Yes, sir.
Real quick, let's go into a few wisdom scriptures, right? Let's go into a wisdom, because what you have to, now we're going back to the Old Testament to show you, brothers and sisters, that in old time, it was the reverse. In old times, pagans had to practice their paganism in secret. In secret, with the threat of what? With the threat of capital punishment if they were found using the craft. Whether or not astrology, if someone was found with an astrology table for signs, they were put to death. Okay? Astrologers, necromancers, soothsayers, witches, sorcerers, all of what the Babylonian system is built on was forbidden in old time. They had to do that in hiding. See? In old time. Well, folks, like I said, the script is flipped now. To have the truth of the living God, you have to almost operate in hiding because the pagans are in power. And they built this whole construct off of witchcraft, sorcery, and paganism. So it's reversed. At one time, the witches had to go into hiding, the sorcerers. But now, it's us have to understand how to navigate in a pagan world like they had to in the old time. Yes, right. This is the lesson we needed today. Going into this Christmas and all that. Because understand, behind closed doors, folks,